Okay, folks. Hey, Paperboy Trucker back at you. It's been a while. Wanted to try to give you an update on what's happening. So, excuse the neighbor's roosters. So today is Saturday, September the 1st or 2nd. I'm sorry, I don't know exactly. And I've been off the road now for a whole month. The last delivery I made was in, if you're watching the videos, in Morrilton, Arkansas, where I delivered a load of urea, I think. And then, and that was on a Thursday afternoon, you know, because I was due in on Thursday, by Thursday evening of that week. Got home, and I had planned to take my truck out to the MHC Kenworth dealership there in Little Rock. I'll go into that a little bit and talk about it more later, but I was due for a PM anyway, but you know, I don't normally go to the Kenworth MHC dealership for my PMs. I normally buy my own filters and stuff off the internet, and then just go to Speedco or something and get the oil changed and all that. But in this particular instance, I had a couple of things going on with the truck that I was a little bit curious about, and I had called and talked to Mr. Donnelly out at the MHC dealership. You know, he works closely with us Oakley drivers, and has a pretty good relationship with Oakley. So I called and talked to him a couple of times over the past few weeks because I had, and you guys that drive Kenworths or Peterbilts will probably be familiar with this, but there's a yellow wrench warning light that was coming on, you know, on my dash quite often. You know, it'd come on and stay on for 2 or 3 minutes and then go off. And also I had that, you know, that green engine fan light that it comes on. I think that's just a PACCAR thing, but it was coming on a lot, you know. So those two things, I was just curious about those. And anyway, I called and talked to Mr. Donnelly about it. And as far as that yellow wrench light, he had told me that, you know, not to really worry about that, that he wished that PACCAR hadn't even installed that as a function, not to worry about it unless the check engine light was also on. And I have had that happen before, and both times it did happen, it turned out to be a NOx sensor. So anyway, I wasn't too worried about it because my check engine light had not come on. It was just, you know, the yellow wrench light, and then the green fan light was coming on, you know, more than usual. Of course, the weather was super hot, and I just thought maybe that had something to do with it. Anyway, so I went ahead and took it in there, dropped it off on Thursday afternoon. I was going to be off for a long weekend anyway, and I thought I'll go ahead and have them do the PM while it's there. He said, you know, they could look at it and go in and check the computer readings, code readings, and see if anything was showing up. And they did. And ended up, you know, it turned into me being off for a whole month. So they got readings saying that basically me and my untrained mechanical prowess, it said they were getting, the engine was getting combustion gases inside the engine. So, you know, something was wrong inside the, you know, the engine. So try to make this shorter you know, they talked to the PACCAR representative, service rep, and they decided to replace the short block, what they call it, the short block part of the engine, which is basically my understanding is the whole engine except for the, you know, the head, the top part. All that checked out okay. So that turned out to be a big deal, right? You know, and I ended up also having to have my clutch replaced, because it was, you know, once they got it all taken off the engine and all, it wouldn't work. Now that's, I need to back up. The short block engine replacement was covered by PACCAR, so that's a good thing. It just, I lost several weeks of being able to work unexpectedly, but the major cost of this whole thing was covered by PACCAR, because, you know, under their major component coverage, which I think goes up to 700,000 miles. My truck has about 511,000 miles on it, so they took care of that. You know, I had to cover the cost of the clutch, and there was also a couple of at the very end of the repair, when they got everything done and put back together, the truck wouldn't start, and they determined that, I think it was the fuel pumps, oil pump, maybe both. I'm not sure about that. I should read the invoice. It's about 6 pages, very lengthy. I have read over it, but it's got a lot of stuff in there. So anyway, the pumps were not functioning, so they replaced those also. And Bryant down at the MHC dealership has actually yesterday submitted my NTP warranty, you know, my aftermarket warranty, to see if the fuel pumps might be covered. I'm thinking they probably won't, but he's submitting it anyway. So try not to drag this out too long, but the bottom line is, you know, my truck's been in the shop since about, well, it's been a month. You know, it took a long time. Thought I was just going in, you know, to kind of have some some minor stuff checked out and get a PM, and it ended up being a big deal, you know. Luckily, you know, I had some money saved up for things like this. So, you know, I'm not in crisis mode yet, but I am ready to get back to work. I picked up the truck yesterday, drove it back over to the Oakley yard, and now the issue has been they didn't have any trailers ready for me. You know, all the few trailers that were there already, you know, belonged to other drivers, were assigned to other drivers. They did have one brand new end dump spread axle there, but they don't even have it licensed yet. I was hoping to get that. I even went inside and talked to a couple of people in the office and had them check, but no luck there, because they don't have it licensed yet. So as it stands now, and I'm going to go out to the Oakley yard here in about an hour, my dispatcher's got me set up to pick up a steel trailer, and I'll show you this. I'll go out there and do some footage doing this. So I'll be hauling more of a limited type of freight, because these trailers are you know, they're different. So he's got me set up to, he's already given me a trailer number. I've seen it. I drove past it yesterday evening. I just hadn't hooked up to it yet, and but he's got me set up to, because I told him, I said, look, I'd like to get this week going early. You know, I got to get back, get some miles. And I've been off for a month. I don't, you know, if you've got something where I can get going this weekend or Monday, I'll take it, you know. So he's got me set up. Hasn't even sent me the order yet, but he's told me I can go ahead and leave from here Monday and go to Oklahoma City. He's given me the location, although I don't have the order. I'm picking up at a iron and steel place in Oklahoma City, and then delivering somewhere in Houston, Texas. So I'm planning to leave out leave the house here probably around noon Monday and get to Oklahoma City and be there, you know, first thing Tuesday morning. Try to get loaded and get on the road, get a good week started. So that's kind of where we're at. It's been a nice break. I've got a lot of things done. A lot of chores around the house. I had a giant wood pile left over from over a year ago where we had some trees cut down after a big storm, and finally got that all done. Oh, and I did, you know, my CDL expires in about a month from when I first got my CDL, and my hazardous material endorsement, you know, that's the only endorsement, my understanding is that you know, your hazardous material endorsement, unlike the other endorsements, is not good for, you know, indefinitely. You have to renew it from time to time like you do your license. So you know, I went, and first, you know, you have to go to the Identigo, I think it's called. Luckily I'm not too far from there. Got some chainsaws working across the road over there, so still a lot of trees around the area that are torn up from storms we've had the past few months. But anyway, I got the first I had to go to the Identigo and get fingerprinted, you know, background check, all of that stuff. And you know, you have to go online and submit for that, and then made an appointment, went got that done. Then I had to go to the revenue office and you know, pay the fee and get the little test packet, you know, you have to do when you get your CDL. Then I had to go down to the state police testing center and retake the hazardous material endorsement exam, which I did and passed, and then go back to the revenue office and actually pay the fee and get your license renewed, you know, get the new, excuse me, photo and all that. So got that done. You know, to get all that done during regular weeks, I'd have to take off, you know, at least a couple of days to run around and get all that done. So it was good that I was able to accomplish all that. So yeah, I'm gonna go out to the Oakley yard here in a little while, and I got to clean up my truck a little bit. I noticed the interior of my refrigerator, since, you know, they had the APU shut off and everything for a month, it's got some mildew or something growing in there. So I'm gonna go and get that disinfected and cleaned out, just kind of wipe the truck down inside, because, you know, they had it open there in the shop for a month, you know, kind of got extra dusty and stuff. And, you know, go ahead and get some of my stuff put in to the truck, kind of prepare for hitting the road, check things out a little closer, and then go hook up to this trailer and kind of give it an inspection, see if I got any problems. I'm hoping it's okay, because I'm planning to leave out Monday. I'm going to be messed up if I find some problems with it. But just looking at it yesterday, you know, it doesn't have any flat tires, stuff like that. So I'm gonna go hook up to that, and I'll try to show you some of that. I'll try to get some footage of that. And to close this little segment, I want to mention too, I talked to Zachary a couple days ago. He just finished Oakley's orientation like 3 days ago. Got a trailer. He got a spread axle trailer. All the new guys are getting spread axles, so it's just bad timing for me that by the time I got out there and needed a trailer, they were all gone, except for that new one that's not licensed yet. But anyway, congratulations to Zachary. He made it through orientation, picked up his first load Friday, or Thursday or Friday, and then I think was delivering down in Jackson, Mississippi, probably yesterday. which he lives down in that area too, so I guess maybe he was going to go home, get a little home time after orientation. But thanks, Zachary, for using me as your referral. Greatly appreciate that. And I've got somebody to call today too that had emailed me interested in Oakley, so I gotta get that done today also. And but yeah, that's what's up, guys. I know I've had several of y'all email or send me a message about hey, where are you? You okay? Yeah, I'm okay. The truck was just in the shop, so hopefully, you know, with all this work done, we're in good shape for a while as far as the truck goes. Okay, so that's what's up for now. I'm gonna get some footage out at the yard, and planning to hit the road. Today is Saturday. Planning to hit the road on Monday afternoon. So all right, that's what's up for now. Okay, guys, update for you. I've been off the road for a month. I'll go into that a little more later, but just real quickly, what happened is I put my truck into the shop over at the MHC Kenworth dealership in Little Rock a month ago, just for a PM, you know, oil change, filters, all that. And then I had a couple of lights coming on that I was a little bit worried about, and I had talked to Mr. Donnelly over there, the service manager, about it, and didn't really think it was going to be a big deal, but he said, you know, we'll hook up to it, check it out, see what the readings are. But you guys that have Peterbilts or Kenworths, you're probably familiar with this, but there's a little yellow wrench warning light that was coming on from time to time. It was becoming a little more frequent, so I was a little bit worried about it, although Mr. Donnelly had told me, you know, unless the check engine light's coming on with it, really not to worry about it. And then I had that green fan light that comes on. It was coming on more than usual, pretty often. Anyway, I was a little bit concerned about that, and so anyway, I took it in there on a Thursday afternoon. I was getting home early for a long weekend, and you know, getting a PM and having them check that out. Wasn't really expecting anything major, but as it turns out, you know, as they dug deeper and deeper, they determined that the engine was getting combustion gas inside the engine, and you know, had some serious issues. So they ended up, you know, again, this took over, you know, about a month's time, but I ended up getting a short block engine replacement, which PACCAR covered because their major component warranty, they call it, covered that. I had some other peripheral stuff I had to pay for, but I'll try to show you that later when I get the hood open. But right now, I'm just kind of cleaning up the truck a little bit, you know, because it's been sitting in the shop for a month, and greased up my fifth wheel. And the bad thing at this point is, and this is a Saturday, but the bad thing is, you know, I got my truck out of the shop yesterday, Friday afternoon, and got out here. I've been talking to the dispatcher for a couple of days, kind of giving him a heads up that I was almost done in the shop. And anyway, I get out here with the truck, and they don't have any trailers for me. No end dump trailers like I'm accustomed to are available. There is a brand new one down there parked near the office, and I went in, believe me, I went in and checked with the office personnel about getting that one, but they couldn't release it to me because they don't have the licensing on it yet. So just a timing issue. So the dispatcher has me set up to pick up one of these, what they call a steel trailer. I'll show you more when I get over there. But I'm supposed to hook up to one of those trailers right over there. So I'll be doing a little bit different kind of freight than normal. In fact, I told him, I said, man, you get me on a load, I can leave this weekend, Monday. You know, Monday's Labor Day. But I said, look, I've been sitting at home for a month now. I need to get rolling. I don't need to be off for Labor Day weekend. So he's got me, he hadn't even been able to send me the order yet, but he's got me going to Oklahoma City for Tuesday morning. I'm gonna plan on being there first thing Tuesday morning to get a load that goes to Houston. So that's about all I know. I don't even have the order yet. So what I'm trying to do now is I'm gonna go hook up to a trailer, make sure it's okay, you know, all the lights are working, everything, and I'll try to show you some of that. But here's the truck. She's been in the shop for a month. I'll open the hood up at some point and kind of show you, see if we can tell what's happened under there. But so far so good. APU still works. The engine sounds good, but I haven't really driven it much yet. All I've done is drive, you know, about 5 miles, 4 or 5 miles from the Kenworth dealership right across the river. So, all right, that's what we're doing. And I am at the Oakley, North Little Rock yard, by the way. This is where the big grain and fertilizer storage warehouse used to be, you know, that they were demolishing. And normally all these trailers are not here. They're usually out on the back lot, but they're preparing that back lot over there to pave it. So that's a good thing. Might take a bit, but that's why all these trailers are parked out here. You know, the Arkansas River's right over there, just to give you reference, and the main office is down there. Okay, let's see if we can get hooked up to a trailer. Okay guys, so I've hooked up to this trailer. This is what we call a steel trailer. See, it's quite a bit different. Got a ladder here on the back. I'll show you the front in a minute. The door's different. This door only opens like a barn door. You know, it's got a turnbuckle here and a little handle here that opens those hinges there, and then it just swings out this way. And then it's got a chain. I'll try to show you this next week, but it's got a chain here that once the door is folded back against the trailer, the chain hooks into here. All right, it's a lot heavier too than the other trailer I've been hauling. I just weighed myself empty over here on the scale, and I weighed just under 36,000 pounds. So it weighs, you know, about 5,000 pounds more than my previous rig. And you can see the front of the trailer is different. Doors are a little different, harder to get into. But I'm all hooked up. I went over to the back side of the yard to the clean out area and did a practice dump. Got some of the dirt and debris that was in there dumped out, put the bows back up, and all I gotta do now is roll the tarp over. And like I said, I'm leaving out Monday, headed to Oklahoma City. Got a Tuesday morning pickup. But let me show you. I'll climb inside here and let you get a look at it. Hold on, it's not easy with the camera in my hand. Okay. So with these loads, I won't you can see it's shaped differently. So I won't really be doing any sweeping out, because I'll just primarily be hauling recycled metal products. But there's a look at the inside of the trailer. Same setup with the bows up here. Similar tarp. It's just the shape of the trailer is more rounded, and it weighs more. It's more heavy duty. But that's what we got. Hopefully I won't have to have this rig too long. Hopefully they can find me, you know, another regular end dump like I had. so I can get back to my normal freight. But okay, that's it for now. Oh yeah, I wanted to give a shout out to Zachary from down in Mississippi. He was just here at the Oakley offices this week, went through orientation and just got released a couple days ago, picked up his first load here in Little Rock, and probably delivered it yesterday down in Jackson, Mississippi, close to where he lives. So I wanted to thank you again, Zachary, for using me as your referral. And he's got a brand new truck he leased. Beautiful truck, blue Kenworth, beautiful truck. I did not get to meet up with him, unfortunately, because the night that he had available and we were thinking about hooking up, I was waiting for the Kenworth MHC dealership to call me to come get my truck, because they had told me it would be ready and I was just waiting on them to call. Of course they didn't until the next day. So anyway, didn't get to hook up with him, but anyway, he's out on his own. Hope everything goes well. And let's see, that's all I can think of right now. More later. All right guys, one more thing, almost forgot. So I don't know if I talked about this yet, but what they ended up doing with my truck is what they called a short block replacement. So the engine, all of the engine down in there, the pistons and all, is new. It's really hard to tell looking through all this stuff, but they put the head, it was okay, so they put it back on, but all of the engine down through here is new. So that's, you know, that's what they did. And I also had a clutch replaced and a couple of, I think, fuel pumps, oil pump, an oil cooler, I remember. See if you can see any different. You can kind of tell right through there and right in there, you can tell that looks new. Right there, you can tell some of it that looks newer back in there. So that's what happened. Kept me off the road for about a month. I'm kind of anxious to get going. Need to make some money, get caught back up. Luckily, I'd saved up some money, so this wasn't a catastrophe. You guys that have been doing this as an owner-operator know what I'm talking about. Don't just, because you're making good money, don't just go out and start blowing it on things. Better save some up for the proverbial rainy day. All right guys, I'm gonna get this tarp rolled up and then get back to the house.